Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today it's the 12th of March 2026. What a day. I would say the summer, the spring is approaching. The better times are coming in, and we are talking about crypto. So I hope you're strapped in. You hit the like button, and let's talk about some charts, guys. But first, I want to say I'm a bit mad. I'm a bit mad because I see so many fear mongers. Really, it's people talking so much about a potential further downside based on the 2021 cycle, and I want to show you what their argument is, because it's not like their argument is complete bollocks, at least at the first look. Let me show you quickly the Bitcoin chart, guys. Bitcoin is currently, by the way, at about 70,000 US dollars. Not too bad, not too bad. So I want to quickly show you the arguments here by the Bitcoin bears. Also, don't forget, this is actually quite interesting. We have this inverted hammer. We talked about this last week on Sunday, and I kind of misunderstood the complete meaning, really, of the inverted hammer. So the inverted hammer looks a lot like the shooting star. This, in this case, is truly an inverted hammer. But if you have something similar, but the other way around, where you see one big wick on the top, that's what we call a shooting star. To give you a real life example, so what is a shooting star? Well, on the daily, on the Bitcoin dominance chart, or the weekly actually, I think it's beautiful there as well. Here we see a shooting star. You see a big candle to the upside, but this is all wick, whereas the actual candle, the body, the thick part, is only really, really small. So this is what we call the shooting star, because it's based like a top parabola. And the other one we can call an inverted hammer. This is typically bearish, whereas this is typically bullish. So just something you need to take into consideration. So far, the week is shaping up like a typical week after an inverted hammer. So we have a thick green candle so far. We are currently close to 71k, but we haven't really gotten to the previous highs yet. So of course, guys, it takes time for this to play out. But I want to quickly show you the argument of the bears here. And you can talk to me what you think about the argument here from the bears. So let me remove all the noise. Let's make it completely clean here. Let's make it completely clean. So the argument from the bears is the following. They have like a clearly bullish structure and a clearly bearish structure. Their argument is the following. So in a bull market, we have up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Up, down, up, down, up, down, like that. They say currently is the exact opposite for what we are experiencing. So it's down, up, down, up. So they expect another down, up. But of course, it is true. There is definitely some truth to this, because we call this what we just had a bear flag. Pretty much like a bear flag. True. But at some point, it's no longer true. You can see it here, for example. Many people are pointing towards the similarities between 2021 and what we have now. So they say we are basically repeating this part. So we are now here. We went down very quickly, and then we are repeating now this small upward move. But I think they forgot that we already had something like this here as well. And we also had this, of course. So I don't think necessarily need to repeat this part. So we have one final leg down. So what we see here is that also at some point, so we go down, right? We go down. We go up. We go down. We go up. And then we go up. And 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 we go up. So if you really come to me, Coin Baron, What I see in the chart now is that we go down, up, down, up. So the next logical move is down. That's not true. I actually found quite an interesting tweet, and I think you always have to take a look at these structures in confluence with something else. So one of these things I'm looking at is, for example, the RSI, right? So here we have the RSI. It is on the weekly very much oversold, actually no longer oversold. But we also have some other things we need to take a look at, some other indicators. And let me quickly show you one. By the way, welcome, big welcome to Morty Mac. I see Björn, I see GL Clothing, Trading Savior. Trading Savior is waiting for two things: war to be over and the Clarity Act to pass. I want to show you quickly this tweet here. It's in my bookmarks. I think it's good to quickly show you also the bullish argument, because I think this bookmark shows it perfectly, right? So people see this. You see these similarities. They see the similarities. Well, right. So we go down. We do a lot of nothingness. So we should go down, like, right, like in 2022. But it's all here in the key details. Here we have bullish alignment, and here we have failed bullish alignment, and it's all about the moving averages. Only 4 hour, you can see that we're now building on top of the 50 moving average, which is the white line. It's very small, guys, but we're holding there. We're holding. Whereas back in 2022, we touched basically this orange line and we completely capitulated. So far, we're doing way better. We have bullish alignment, whereas we don't have a failed bullish alignment like in 2022. So far, guys, I would say so far so good. It's completely, you cannot take a look at only the structure and say it's a bull or a bear mark. You have to take a look at so many different indicators as well. For example, by the way, what about the RSI we talked about? Where were we regarding RSI at 30k? Where were we? Good question. I don't even know myself. 30k here? I don't know, 30k. What was 30k? Here we were. At that point, guys, the RSI wasn't even overbought or oversold. 30k to be exact. There was this drop. No. So here we were. This was a drop to 30k. That was not yet oversold. Then we have one final drop, and that brought us into the oversold levels. Yes, we did go a bit lower afterwards. That was after the FTX crash. But I would make the argument that if we didn't have any FTX crash, we didn't necessarily need to go down a little bit more. Some people say, well, price follows narrative. I don't necessarily agree. I would say that sometimes we move a bit out of confluence because we do have an external event. And yes, the FTX crash was big. And why was the FTX crash big? Well, guys, it was a complete rupture of trust. And of course, I think you all guys know that if we need one thing in an economy, it's trust. Consumer trust, producer trust. In this case, also retail and institutional trust in crypto. Because if one of the biggest institutions, so back then, right, FTX, it had commercials with all the big influencers. It was on the Super Bowl. It was on TV. It was actually being used by a lot of people. It was also quite profitable until it wasn't. Big break of trust though. So if you ask me, can we really compare the two moves? No, we can't. Also, I like what he's mentioning here. So this looks bad, right? This looks very bad. You can't see it, unfortunately. Let me quickly show it. This looks bad for the bears. Doesn't look bad, guys, for the bulls. Looks bad for the bears. Anyone else feel kind of lost now that we didn't have any kind of alt season last year? Half of us think that we are in a bear market and half think the super cycle with alt season coming later this year. I have no idea. I think it's a good statement here, Jay Smith. What I would like to say here is that we do see that on the Bitcoin dominance front, we had this shooting star. So I still believe we should be heading down. Basically, Bitcoin is losing dominance already since June of 2025. And it's slow, but it's happening. That's my take here. I mean, it's on the chart. You can say to me it isn't. And I will say, well, take a look at the chart again. Since June of 2025, so for almost a year now, we are losing dominance. That's the overall trend. Is there any sign yet of weakness for altcoins and more strength for Bitcoin? Not necessarily, I would say. Not necessarily. Average John, no super cycle, bear market. Maybe a short bear market. Maybe a very short one. Oh, Luna, FTX. Luna as well. Terra Luna. Whew. Ponzi-nomics. True Ponzi-nomics. Some scary times indeed. What's up, Teddy? What's up, Zerkas Trappin? Mitchell as well. Can't wait to see CRO at $1, but it seems like you have to wait till 2030 now. Let's see. I think we honestly can have a quick move up again. It is my personal belief that we will end the year higher than where we started it. And for anyone wondering, where Coimarin did we start the year? Well, we started the year quite high. You can see here, 2026 was about 90k. I think we'll end the year above 90k for sure. Does that mean that we are on the way up? Or does that mean we are on the way down again? I don't know. That's the question, of course. Everyone would like to talk about a timeline, but nobody truly knows. Could it be something like this? It could very well be. It definitely could very well be. But in that case, like, let's say this happens, right? I think this could be like the alt season we're waiting for. This could be the alt season that we are waiting for a very long time, like what we saw here with Jay Smith. It's been a very long Bitcoin dominant cycle so far. But yeah, so let's say this happens, right? Let's say that Bitcoin does make a big move. I do believe like Ethereum can start moving very quickly. Today, by the way, we saw the announcement of the staked Ethereum ETF. What did the ETH price do? Well, Ethereum is holding on quite strong. And I think, guys, we also have to talk about the stock market as well today. We do have to talk about the stock market. But overall, Ethereum is not, not too shabby. It's definitely not too shabby for Ethereum overall. We're back above 2000, right? We are looking here at a chart for Ethereum with multiple daily touches on this growth line that we started in 2018. From the bear mark of 2018, we are holding at the lows. We are holding at the lows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 touches above it. 4 bearish touches, really. But also here, on the way up. 1, 2, 2 real big tests here. But we're holding. Do you think it's possible with the CRO ETF approval and CRO rebrand in April that we can rally to $1? Good question, sorry, because I think at this moment there is very little interest in crypto in general. I think we do need to see some other factors also in play. The ETF alone and the rebrand is not going to bring CRO to $1. That's the truth here. Oh. The big banks are applying for stablecoins now. Well, how the turntables have turned, right? I also saw a tweet by the European Union, and are now exploring blockchain technology for the central bank. I'm like, the central bank has been warning, the European Central Bank has been warning against crypto for the last 20 years. Almost 20 years at this point. This would be the first bullish tweet ever on blockchain technology, really. And the use case really of distributed ledger technology. Very hard words to pronounce, but guys, this is like the bottom confirmation for me. If even the European Union, which is, you know, I think the European Union is known as being slow. If even they are now working on blockchain technology, it's clearly that, you know, we are heading higher long term. I think we find CRO bottom around 2 to 5 cents due to CRO minting 1 billion Cronos per month. John, see, I would say I haven't got a video about this, but the 1 billion mint per month is literally a nothing burger. As long as it's not entering the market, it doesn't have anything to do with the price equation. And how can I show that to you? Well, I can quite easily show that to you. So, we started minting. Where did we start minting? We started minting basically here in April. That was the first mint in April at 7.4 cents. So currently, since that day, we have printed about 15 billion additional CRO. If you would do the typical price equation, so supply, demand, you know, yada, 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 the typical economics equation, CRO should be lower. CRO should be like here. At the 2 cent mark you mentioned, right? But it isn't. And why isn't it? Well, because it's not really circulating yet. And why do I point towards this point in time here? Well, mainly because it's also where so we have to compare apples to apples, right? So where was Bitcoin in April? Where was April Bitcoin at? Even a bit higher. About 78. So if you want to compare apples to apples, you have to like say, hey, Bitcoin is at about 78. So when Bitcoin is at $78,000, where's CRO at? Because currently the market conditions are way worse than where we were, I would say, in March of 2025. But yeah, that's just a thing here. I think something that we need to point out from time to time. Wasn't the CRO burn bullish back in the day? That's a good question. So for anyone wondering, I've been here for a long time. I've been here in the CRO farm for a long time. And let me show you where we were during the original CRO mint. Because it was pretty bullish, I'm not gonna lie. Do you see this crazy candle here? This crazy candle. 400%. That was the original CRO burn. But do you see how it faded also? It also faded back. It started at about 5 cents. It faded back to about 7.5 cents, where we are now, basically. So was it bullish? Yes, like the initial announcement was great. But then people started to realize, but wait a minute. Those 70 billion tokens, they weren't truly circulating. And to understand this, we have to go back like way back to the original Cronos white paper. And the original Cronos white paper, guys, it's taken offline. You can still find it on the Internet Archive. But in the original Cronos white paper, you can see that the 70 billion tokens back then, those are part of a strategic reserve. I'm not kidding. For marketing, for incentives. 70 billion was not in circulation. And he said, well, we're going to burn 70 billion. Okay, sure. You're going to burn something that's not really available yet. In actual, like, economic terms, that shouldn't have any issue or any impact. It's like saying, well, guys, I'm quite sure that on the moon we can find trillions and trillions of dollars of gold bars, because here on Earth, you know, gold is quite sparse. It's hard to find gold, but it doesn't mind for the actual equation. We know there is more gold in the universe, right? But why doesn't it hurt the actual price? Because we cannot go into space. We cannot go into space to mine the gold yet. Once we can, once it becomes economically feasible to go into space to mine gold, the gold price will go down. But until we know it's there. Same with the CRO reserve. We know it's there, but we can't get there, so it doesn't impact the price. I'm a lifetime CRO holder, so I will be fine regardless. You know, I do buy some CRO at the low prices and then sell some CRO. That's the smart play, sir. Oh, are you still holding Lion? Yes. I can officially say on stream here that I'm a Lion millionaire. And I'm also quite disappointed. Have you seen the banking convention? They are so worried about crypto, they're fighting to reject it. I've heard some, you know, I've heard they are rightfully scared, right? They're rightfully scared. What's up, people? Don't forget to hit the like button, strap in. Sideways is winning during these market conditions. That's so true. That's so true, sir. We are tightening and tightening and tightening, and the CRO price, man, it's getting tighter and tighter. Previously, we'd have, you know, bounces up to 8 cents, but now it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You can pretty much see it here as well. We are forming some kind of structure here. If we include the wicks, it should be something like this. Basically showing that we're running out of time. We are running out of time for this structure, so therefore also CRO needs to start making a decision. Are we going to move lower or are we going to go higher? Bitcoin already made a move. I would say Bitcoin made a quite clear move. It wants to go higher. For now, at least. So you can see we are currently above the level. On the daily chart, it's even a bit more clear. Need to drag it up a bit more nicely. So you can see that the last few days, we have been retesting this trend line, and I think that is quite important. So here you can see we are above it, and here also we are closing above it. So for the Bitcoin bulls, there's definitely some, you know, it's good. It's looking good so far. So if Bitcoin is moving up in a symmetrical triangle, I think the chances for CRO to also break to the upside is pretty high. The only, you know, the only thing I don't like to see is that CRO Bitcoin is lagging behind. CRO Bitcoin, it went, you know, quite spectacularly up in the last few months, but recently the CRO Bitcoin price has been going down. So I'm watching myself really the 0.10 level here for Bitcoin dominance, or not Bitcoin dominance, for CRO Bitcoin. I do hope it will hold there, because the 0.10 level is like historic low. It's been support and resistance everywhere during the last few years. Hey, Luca Maggi, welcome, sir. Good to see you. I'm currently utilizing CRO US dollar pools and earning great fees. What platforms, I may ask? What platform, sir? VVS? Obsidian? You still buy underwear? Second hand, sir. You know how expensive everything is getting these days. Oil price going up again. Let's talk a bit about the stock market as well. So the stock market, what's happening there? So the big story, of course, is gold. Not gold, it's oil. Oil. Recently, we saw a big scare. I think on Monday, we opened up with a lot of scared people. Because the oil price went to historic highs again. $1.20. When's the last time we saw $1.20? That was basically the top of the Ukraine-Russia war. And yes, Russia is one of the biggest producers of oil, but not as big as what's coming now from Iran and also in general the Gulf states. So this is dangerous. And why is this dangerous? Well, because oil is the food for energy, basically. Everyone is still using oil, unfortunately, mainly for power. So gasoline, oil, diesel, oil, plastics, oil. So the manufacturing world will get hurt by this. Everything using electricity, everything using oil, getting more expensive. And also we have some people being afraid now for higher inflation. You see it probably at the pump. You go to the pump. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the chat, please. If you go, I don't know if you guys have a fuel car. I have no fuel car myself anymore. I drive electric, yay. But let me know, if you go to the pump, what do you pay in your local currency? What do you pay? Like, is it $2? Is it $1.50? $1? €1? Let me know. What do you pay at the pump? I'm curious. Haven't bought any CRO this year yet. Waiting for lower. We'll start buying below 6.5. We think below. Do we think a low of 5 cents is likely? We talked about this many times before, but I think that we are at the bottom. Based on the previous cycles as well. This is strong support where we are now. This is daily. Let's go to the weekly. I think it's unlikely for CRO that we will revisit the previous low. So this is the bear market FTX low for CRO at 5 cents. I see no logical reason why we should go there unless things start to break. Unless if you get like a major like Coinbase company going bankrupt or Binance going bankrupt. I don't think, like, the market has matured. We have diminishing returns and diminishing losses typically. So I don't think it's reasonable to assume we go back to the 2023 low. CRO is dead, but Blake keeps coming back here, sir. Welcome. We talked about this in the beginning. I don't necessarily believe Blake will go to 40k for Bitcoin. $45 in the USA. That's a steal, man. That's a steal, honestly. It's 4.5 a gallon for diesel, which is about 3.78 liters. That's like super cheap. I don't know if you guys also have this, but I used to have a car, and we call it Euro 98. It's a specific kind of fuel. It's mainly meant for sports cars, and it's more like a premium fuel. I was paying, I think during the Ukraine war, about $2.50 a liter. So if you would do that in gallons, like $2.50 almost times, that would be almost like $10 a gallon. It would be $10 a gallon, by the way, because euro is more, back then was more expensive than euros, or than dollars. $1.81 per liter in Canada. Ay. You got a Cybertruck. Okay. Cybertrucks are forbidden here. Basically, the lawmakers, they came in like, yeah, this thing is too pointy for our roads. Average John is a pro-level credit card CRO holder. Nice. So quickly, I don't know if anyone knows, but so the pro cards, right? Those are the Indigo or the J Green, I believe. I think the Plus is the red one. The Private is either the black or the Rose or Icy White. I think that's the case. Ran credit cards in Europe. I would love that. But I also like debit cards. Like from a there are not that many benefits of having a credit card in at least in the Netherlands. To be honest, even like many stores, they don't accept credit cards because of the additional fees they pay. Or they do accept it, but then they charge you like double like the transaction cost. It's crazy. We need blockchain, guys, like true blockchain cards. Exciting times for sure. CRO should have some nice upside soon. Trump purchases is what I'm like. Well, the Trump purchase is what I'm waiting for to see. Yeah, I think that could be like that could be a big catalyst. If anything, that could bring CRO back to $1. It could be, right. It could be that we have a crazy purchase from Trump media. I still think we can also have something like this. Let's take a look at it logarithmically. If you take a look here at this chart, and I think it's not even that crazy to believe something like this will happen. We could easily see a next pump. Let's say if we have a fourth wave going to 58 cents. Some could even make the argument, but Coinberry, you need to draw it even a bit more steep, more like this. So if like 80 cents to the next pump. It all depends, though. We have seen numerous of these occasions, of course. So like this was extremely parabolic. Extremely parabolic here, but I do believe we'll eventually go into similar territories. That's my personal belief, guys. No financial advice. Nothing in this stream, nothing on this channel is ever financial advice. Always do whatever you think is good for your personal portfolio. But let's talk a bit more about oil, because oil, as I mentioned, is going to record highs almost. Not record highs. It's approaching very high levels, let's say that for sure, which is also affecting the stock market. So inflation fears, we have inflation fears happening now. We also see that many companies in the industrial sector are definitely especially hurt, but also companies that are very much dependent on energy costs. So for example, recently the AI boom, guys, it all runs on electricity. Those GPUs, those AI factories, they're not cheap. So today we do see that, for example, the S&P, it's going down. The S&P closed today on minus 1.5%. Is that the end? Is that really the end of this stock market run-up? Because let's be honest, the stock market run-up has been quite spectacular. If you take a look at the bigger picture, for the stock market, how long have you been running up? You even have to go to the weekly scale, because it's too crazy. Like on the weekly scale, we have been basically going up since 2009. Well, yeah. Let's say it more like this here. Basically, since the COVID dump, we have been going up. And then we had we had a blip in between last year due to the tariffs, but also that was really short-lived. So let's say basically since 2022, we have been on a big run-up. So people are asking, are we going to get like a similar correction like during the COVID time? So here, we started pumping, beginning of COVID, about 100%, and then we went down about minus 30%. Some people are afraid something like that is going to appear. That means that we might be retracing all the way to the previous low here at about 5,000 points. There is again a lot of strength here due to multiple touches. You see here the local top and also here the local bottom. Some people are afraid that during the next few years we will see a slow decline. I don't know if you necessarily need to go that low though. This is also the thumbnail for today's video. So what you see here This is the weekly one. We have now officially gone below the neutral zone of the RSI. But if you go to the daily one, I think that's... we don't care about what happened really in 2020. Let's go to the daily one. What you see here is also quite interesting. So we have here the RSI on the daily. And let me bring it up a bit closer. So what we have here is almost exactly the same level as where we were in December of 2025. You can see here that we had the AI scare, I would say. And we went to about 34 on the RSI for the S&P. After that, though, we started moving up again. So before we are all going to go, you know, think doom and gloom, I think there is also a decent chance that, like what we have seen here, we have had basically a dump of give or take 6% from the high. Also here, give or take 6% from the high. There is a decent chance that we will see a similar recovery to set an even higher high. A new all-time high for the S&P. So all we need for this, in my opinion though, is that we get an announcement from Trump. Mr. Trump is saying something like, hey, yeah, we're done. We're like sending back the ships. We have a deal with Iran. I don't know what's going to happen there. But in that case, what will happen? Oil will probably go back here. It will still be higher, but I do believe at least we will go to reasonable levels. Again, let's say $70 a barrel or maybe $80 a barrel, depending on how quick we go. But, you know, we are in an uptrend, and I do believe the overall industrial demand is getting higher for oil, which is also not necessarily bad for the economy. I mean, a bit of higher oil prices show also there is more demand for everything. So here you can see during the COVID uncertainty, there was zero demand for oil. So a bit more demand for oils is okay, but just not like this. Hey, Trans King, what's up? Are you happy with the electric car? Yes, especially now with the high oil prices. But I would have to say the instant torque, it's absolutely nuts. Like I drive a Kia, right? It's nothing too fancy. It's a Kia. It's nothing wrong with a Kia, right? But you know, you are waiting for traffic lights, and to the left of me, I have a Porsche or a Mercedes or an Audi, something crazy, or like a V8 sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, see ya. It's so quick. And typically I'm just driving the normal mode. I also have like the boost mode, and it's unbeatable almost. There are a few fuel cars, of course, that probably will beat me, but typically it's fun to drive. Yeah, the only thing you do miss is the noise, and maybe a bit of a controversial statement here, but I like the smell of gasoline. It's such a good smell. Fuel prices are the latest pump and dump opportunity. I believe so as well, Mr. Singh. It's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy. It's also quickly how quickly they react to the pump. The CDC cards are the best. I think they're also pretty great. There are though also, I'm gonna be honest, there are also other cards coming to the market now. And I think we should be rightfully scared of what's coming to the market. I would say like this: Crypto.com should be rightfully scared to move along with their card offering. I think recently we saw. I need to check this, double check this. Again, guys, we have now bullish alignment. I like that. I think I saw the Cardano card. Let me double check. I think we had the Cardano card. Here we go. I don't know if this is a scam, guys. I don't think so. I think this is true. We'll have now the Cardano card coming in. They will be able to pay using ADA. There are many companies want to compete on the credit card front. And I think it makes sense because the paying with cards that's the most you know, that's what we all have been doing for the last few years. It makes the transition a lot easier to go from a normie user to a crypto user, because you can now spend crypto or maybe stable coins in the future with an actual card that is accepted at basically all the merchants worldwide. Transking is saying, well, credit cards and debit cards are both used widely in the UK. Like here in the Netherlands, like credit cards are very weird if people use them. Only typically, like, people use credit cards here for two things. It's for getting like a rental car and to book holidays or flights, because you get like, is it the air miles, or you get points? You get typically points for booking flights, and then sometimes you get so many points you can even book like a free flight. Credit card just is for the peace of mind. If someone steals your debit card, barely any is insured. So it's actually pretty funny, because like I've never loosened my, like, no, I've been on this earth for many years, and I've never lost my debit card, and nobody ever like hijacked my card. So I don't know, debit cards are fine. You can also, like, if you lose, or yeah, they could steal it, of course. True that. Nice. Average John earned 575 CRO from car purchases. Not too bad, sir. I am waiting though, guys. I am waiting for the official release of MCGA. We have not that much time left. The first quarter is almost over, and of course it's expected to occur. So yeah, something went wrong. We need a bit more time. We also have the ETFs that should go live not too many time. This could be like crazy bullish. Even if there is a crazy purchase and pump, are we really going to be excited for 20 to 30 cents? I don't think so. I think we need a bigger pump. We need to go to, like, as we talked about, like 70 cents at least. If we go to like 70 cents, I think many people will be pretty happy overall, because yeah, of course we did go a bit higher, but the highest weekly close for CRO is at about 70 cents. Will the next highest weekly close be above 70 cents within the next 2 years? Possible. I'm not going to. Let me ask the Able. I think the Able has all the wisdom. They're able. Will we have a weekly close in the next 2 years for CRO above the previous highest weekly close at about 70 cents? Let's see. Be nice to us, please. Be nice to us. Focus. I can't read. Focus and ask again. They're able. Will we go above 70 cents with a weekly close for CRO in the next 2 years? Let's wait and see. Indications say yes. It's happening, guys. It's happening. According to the Able. VFAT. I never heard of that myself. Gold and silver are going down. It's so funny, right? Because we've been talking about oil the last weeks. Oil. We completely forgot to talk about gold. And gold, yeah, it's actually, it seems like we have seen the high at this point. Well, nah, you can't say that, yeah. If you take a zoomed out approach, like 2 weeks back, we had the highest weekly close ever, and also we're still on a basic uptrend. Yeah. It's even going a bit more parabolic now. So if the next uptrend is even like this, and then maybe like even like this. So yeah, is gold truly going down? Maybe. Like we have a lower high. I think this is quite significant, right? Don't get me wrong. This is quite significant. We do have a lower high, but we also do have a higher low. So it still can go in both ways. At this point, as long as we have war on the continent in the Middle East, as long as we have war in Ukraine as well, I think there is demand for gold. As long as Trump is in office and he has a lot of power, especially with the tariffs, especially with, you know, basically as long as Trump is in office, it will there will be demand for gold. The US has mismanaged the debt, so they have to inflate their way out of their troubles. This means the stock market is only going to go higher whilst they print more money. I'm curious what the new Fed chair will do. I think the new Fed chair, I think he'll enter in May-ish, the May time frame. So the new Fed chair, I believe he is a reasonable guy. He is thinking economy first, Trump second. Just to say hi. Hi, Shang. I think the new Fed chair is going to be a reasonable guy, but if he, you know, if he's going to lower the interest rates, I think there is, you know, you can definitely still lower the interest rates a little bit, because the interest rates are a tad high in the US, even though there are, of course, signs that we have higher inflation coming with oil. Let me bring up the CME gap quickly. Not the CME gap, the CME watch tool. So the current target rate is 350 to 375 basis points. That's a bit high. It's a bit high. Basically, we are above the target rate of the inflation level. So I think there is a reason why the Fed chair Jerome Powell now saying like, hey, for the time being, we have too much uncertainty, so we keep it high. But the EU is at way lower rates already. The EU has currently a target rate of about 200 basis points. So yeah, the Fed is going is still a bit high, I would say. And this is going to be interesting because due to the war in Iran, it's not going to be likely that we will see a rate cut anytime soon. I would say the first true timeline here for a rate cut would be September. But even then, it's not really that much likely. We have to go to the next year, even like March 2027. No, not even then. There we go. In June of 2027, we have a higher odds for a rate cut. More than one year. Crypto.com is offering IRA individual retirement accounts now. We are industry leader. I think it's truly unique. Not enough people have been talking about this yet, and I think it's honestly a crazy feature they brought in. I don't live in the US though, so I can't show you in a video how it looks like, and I think it's good though that they have something like that to think about the future as well. I like the smell of gasoline in the morning, to paraphrase a famous war movie. Which one? Oh man, I love Saving Private Ryan. If it's that one, I hate myself. The card design of the Crypto.com cards are amazing. I like the icy one. I look forward to the icy one. The icy one is great. What I would like to say though is that the quality, it has decent quality. Don't get me wrong. The Visa cards are decent quality, but a few of them are currently they have multiple metal plates, right? My metal plates are falling apart slowly. It's still better than the plastic cards I've been using for the last few years, because the plastic cards, I don't know, they're so flimsy. But the metal cards are having some issues as well. The new ones though seem better. My future wife, my fiance, has a new card. It looks better. It looks more sturdy, but it's I can't say that for my 2022 IC White. Gas pumps are the true thieves. I mean, we needs like a rock pool, right? If we have gas stations. Oh man, it's so interesting to see this. I already see here on the lower time frame there is definitely also here convergence happening. We do see higher lows and also lower highs here. So even on the lower time frame, we're going into a very interesting time. You can also see that here a bit better, I would say. The first time we pumped, we went about 72k, then we went to about 71. Now we can't even get back to 71k. But I like that we are holding now on this line as well. We're holding at about 69k. Nice. I told my 18-year-old to get himself a Tesco credit card. It's great for helping him build his credit score, and we'll get Tesco loyalty as well. We don't have this whole credit score thing. I think it's an interesting concept actually. Credit score. But it's kind of weird that if you miss a payment with your credit card, it does show you a bit of odd planning, of course, with your credit card, with your repayments, but it's weird that this will have impact as well on your mortgage, if I'm correct. Like, hey, I don't want a credit card, so you will have an issue with getting a mortgage. That's pretty weird, isn't it? I wonder what the laws are around taking financial advice from predictive 8-balls. There are none. None, I tell you. You should check it out and filter by the Cronos network for all the Cronos available pools. Ah, the RFAT one. See. Thank you so much, Anton. Welcome. Good to see you, sir. So it's coming from the movie Apocalypse Now. I will put it on the watch list. So recently, I don't know if you guys play games, but recently I've been busy with Resident Evil. I love the Resident Evil franchise. It's good. Raccoon City. What's most nerve-wracking is that I have an absolute no idea how much influence MCJ, the app, AR.com, etc. will have on the price. It's driving me crazy. I think more than you believe. Like, you can take a look here at the chart for CRO specifically, and almost all the moves, up or down, are based on an external decision. The only, I would say, organic move was this one here. This was the meme move. People were going to the Cronos chain for the memes. I'm glad that one died out though. But this one, roadmap, crypto.com roadmap, CRO ETF. This one also, MC. Same here, right? The majority of this move is based on external events, not like I'm gonna be honest. Like, the best thing for a chart would be that we have more like staircase, right? More like staircase flow. Well, Cronos is a different horse, and we also have to evaluate Cronos like that different horse. It's a horse that is mostly working based on news. And I think if you want to play this game, you should be knowing what kind of game you're playing. It's not really a fair one, is it? Let's say you go short now. There might be some reason why you think, hey, I see this and this indicator, let's go short. And then the day you think, it's going even shorter, we get this crazy announcement and we go bulls crazy, right? It's possible. John, welcome. Good to have you, sir. In the States, the card staking goes directly back into the card locked up. I kind of like that myself. So my personal... I've seen people complain about this because they can't sell their weekly rewards. I love it myself because what it gives you is interest on interest. So let's say you have $100 or 100 crow staked, you will get 1 additional crow due to the staking rewards. Then you're getting interest on 101 crow instead of 100. So I like that. It's the 8th world wonder, right? It's the 8th world wonder. Dividend on dividend on dividend on dividend. Looking like a sideways summer. Oh man, it's gonna be so much fun, right? I think though, Quantum Twist might be right. I'm not necessarily in the, you know, it could be that we have a pump coming soon. And why do I say that? Well, it's because we typically, we talked about this earlier, right? It's normal behavior for Cronos that we go down about 31 weeks. How long have we been going down? About 30 weeks now. We are fishing for a bottom here, it seems. Oh, back in the days, Canadian dollars, we had $1.32 crow all-time high. Crazy, man, crazy. But it was, we checked the rainbow chart. I have to add it. It's you see it, right? But it's below it. Like, we were below it previously, and this was fine. I would say this was more like an anomaly. But you can't keep saying that if we are here for multiple weeks now. But this will be an actual challenge, right? At some point, I do believe there will be some bullish news. The 12-cent target, that will be hard to break because it's one of the rainbow chart logarithmic lines. I think they have that as a global practice. I think it changed. I think the staking reward coming to your base amount is a change. They changed that with the new cards policies. It's pretty nice, I would say. It might be all happening on March 25th. Let's see. I will be holding Chris accountable if it's good or bad. If all coins break through these rainbow charts, the rainbow chart should be void and a new chart should be created. I believe so. I think so too, Quantum. I think it should be... The new one also should be more... How do you say that? More... yeah, let me create a new one. That will be one of the goals for this week. Tomorrow, though, I will be making a new video. I don't know yet about what. I think we need to talk about this, actually. We haven't talked about this yet, and I think it's a pretty big deal. We got a reaction here by the CEO of Cronos Labs, the Cronos app. And I think we need to talk about this. So I think that will be tomorrow's video. Maybe a bit of macro as well with the oil prices, with the gold price. The gold price is interesting because it's also, you know, it's currently in no man's land. Could be going up, could be going down. I don't know when they made the changes. Could be 2024. In my head, it's also 2023. I think back then, so if you had a card stake, I think the first time you opened up the app, it asked you, do you accept the new terms and conditions? And the majority of people always just clicks. They just click like, yeah, sure, I accept. But in that case, it was also good because if you did not accept, I think you also didn't get any staking rewards going forward. But I think it might also be like a different per region, because some regions have like the crow staking rewards and some regions have like the crow earn rewards for whatever reason. Maybe based on what's legal regarding staking. I will wait for a solid sideways bottom before the creation of a new rainbow chart, maybe a couple of months. You might be right on that one, actually, Quantum. Let's do that. I think it's wiser. I feel like the price will pump to like 12 cents and Chris will be like, yeah. honestly, Marty, if we do that and if we do that, if we actually go to 12 cents and I see that this chart is moving up, I will be totally okay. Because CRO Bitcoin is, for me personally, like the most important chart ever. And if we truly go to about 12 cents, that could be that we are moving up again like this on the CRO Bitcoin chart. And then euro dollar value, it's not too good, right? But I would say that euro dollar, who cares? It's all about CRO Bitcoin. But that's my personal take. That's my personal take here. Don't forget to leave a like button, guys. We're gonna head off soon. So hit the like button, strap in. Do you believe the 20% earn will be back? I don't think so soon. There is currently, by the way, this is actually, let's end on this one. I think it's quite important actually that you guys know about this. So this is new and it's an actual thing. A 5% deposit bonus uncapped on crypto deposits, including CRO. So if you have CRO at a non-CDC exchange or Bitcoin or Ethereum, it might be wise to deposit it now to crypto.com in the next like 3 weeks, because in that case you will get up to 5%. But if you have level up to 2% for sure. And if you don't have level up, I think up to like 1% uncapped rewards if you keep your stuff also at crypto.com for the next 12 months. So pretty cool deal. I'm not gonna lie. Like a free, maybe 5%. I would say like 2% for the majority of people here. Have you talked about the agent key now? Yeah, I talked about it in a video, but I think too little people really use an AI agent yet. But check it out, guys. I think I have this on Twitter. I will leave a link. I can leave a link probably in the chat as well. Anyways, that's what's happening, guys. Sunday, 9 PM Amsterdam time. Don't forget to then tune in once more, because we have some exciting stuff probably coming out on Sunday. Weekly closes as always, very exciting. Let's see how the stock market closes though tomorrow, because tomorrow going to be the last trading day for traditional markets. Other than that, let's see how gold will react, how also oil will react, and let's talk about potential bottom forming also for CRO, for Bitcoin, and for all the other assets as well. Let's talk soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit the like, strap in, and see you later.